I'm going to be going over our search feature today. For those of you that have used TelView before, you may notice that it looks a little different. We've made some enhancements and some changes to the search feature that we hope will make it a little bit more user-friendly and efficient. And so for those of you that have never seen the library before or have never used the search feature, hopefully this will help you to use it, as I said, efficiently and effectively. I'm first going to click, just so that you know how I got here, from our home page, if you click on the search menu option on the left-hand side, it will take you to this page. And the first thing you want to do is enter your keyword. I'm going to enter in TMECS, which I know is a popular USOC code. And I will go over kind of at the end of my examples different ways to enter keywords. But for this example, I'm going to go ahead and just enter one USOC code. The next option is your collection. You can search current tariffs, which is what the system defaults to. You can also search our tariff history. So we have an enormous historical database of tariff information that you can do keyword searching on. So you could select the tariff history option. Or you can search transmittals. That will search just the updates that we receive for whatever the keyword is that you enter. I'm going to go ahead and keep it at current tariffs for my example. From there, you have kind of three options. You have a carrier option, a locality, and a tariff type. You can, depending upon how narrow you want to make your search, you can make a selection in all three boxes, just two, or just one. Again, it depends on how narrow you want to make your search. For me, I'm going to go ahead and click in the carrier box. And this is one change for our veteran users that you might notice. This is a little different. As opposed to having just a listing of the carriers rather that we support, we're kind of giving you the option to type in what carrier you'd like to search. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Bell South. And as you can see, once you start typing in the carrier box, it populates the available carrier list with whatever carriers fall under kind of what you're typing in. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and select Bell South. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to click the arrow buttons, and it will move Bell South into my selected carriers box. If you wanted to make multiple selections, you could do that. Just hold your control key down and click on the various carriers. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it at Bell South for this example. Let's say you put in Bell South and then you also wanted to search AT&T. You can go back up to the carrier box and type in, again, whatever carrier it is that you're interested in. I'm going to go ahead and select AT&T and populate that into the selected carriers box. The same works in the reverse order. If you wanted to remove AT&T, you could highlight it, click the kind of the opposite arrow key, and it will put it back into the available carriers box. Again, I'm going to leave it at Bell South and AT&T. From here, if you wanted to select a locality, you could do that. You can select a specific state, or you can select, if you wanted to look at just federal information, you could select FCC. And you can also select a tariff type. So let's say you wanted to look at all of just the interstate access tariffs that that fall for Bell South and AT&T. You could highlight that. I'm going to leave it at just the carriers. So what I've done is I've asked the system to search for this particular keyword in the Bell South and AT&T tariffs. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search. And I'm going to scroll down, and you will see, I'm going to scroll down to where the search results start. And I'm going to point out a couple different things here. First, I'm going to show you the results. If you look here, there are 5 pages of results. And you may notice, too, again, for our veteran users, that the format of the results has changed. It's now in a grid format, and I think it's a bit more user-friendly. You have the carrier list, the tariff list, the section, and the published date. And then there's a new tab, which is the history, and I'll go over that towards the end. But however you'd like to view the information, you can sort it by that particular column. So if you wanted to sort it by carrier, you can click carrier. If you wanted to sort it by tariff, you can sort it by the tariff name, and that is alphabetical by the tariff name. You can also sort it by the section that it found the keyword in. And you can also select it, lastly, by the published date. Before I go into an example, I'm going to scroll back up just a little bit. Under the search header or search results header, you'll notice there's a listing of tariffs. And this is just another way to kind of narrow your search. So let's say, we got 5 pages of results. This is quite a bit of information to go through. Let's say you wanted to narrow it down to just one state, for example. You can scroll through this list of tariffs. And what this list is it's showing you, based on the initial criteria that you entered, it's showing you which tariffs that particular keyword was found in. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to Mississippi, and I'm going to highlight both of those particular tariffs. I'm going to hit Apply Filter on the right-hand side here. And what that does is it tells the system to search just those 2 tariffs for the keyword that I entered. So as you can see, that limits the number of results quite a bit. Again, you can still sort it however you'd like, but it just makes it a little bit easier to kind of sort through the results. So I'm going to go ahead and click on a section. I'll click on this first one here. It will take you to the first page where that particular keyword is highlighted. It is highlighted throughout the entire section. In this example, it was found on page 11 of 11, so it looks like these are the only instances of that particular keyword. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the search results page, and you'll notice that the section has changed color from black to purple. That helps you know which sections you've already looked at. I'm also going to just point out what I mentioned, the new feature on the right-hand side, which is the history. Let's say you looked at this result and wanted to look at maybe how the rate had changed from the previous version, or you wanted to kind of see a history of that particular rate. You can hit View under History, and it will take you to the previous versions of that particular section. So as you can see, we have an archive date of June 28, 2010, and one back in September of 2006. So you could look at these sections, and it will show you the historical version. I'm going to go back to the search feature, and I'm going to just scroll up. I'm going to go ahead and hit Clear All, and kind of show you different ways that you can enter in keywords. There is let's see, I'm going to type in, let's say you wanted to look for a keyword phrase. You would, for example, frame relay. You want to put the keyword phrase in quotation marks. Let's say you wanted to look, and then that way the system will know to look for sections that contain those words exactly as they're written. If you didn't put the quotations, it would look for frame or relay, but they wouldn't necessarily be together. Let's say you wanted to look for 2 keywords that were not a keyword phrase, but you did want the result to contain both keywords. You can put a plus sign in front of each term. So for example, plus sign Centrex space plus sign ISDN. This will let the system know to pull any sections that contain these 2 keywords, but they don't have to be together. If you wanted to search for a dollar amount, let's say you're looking for, perhaps maybe you're auditing a bill and you wanted to look for, you didn't have a USOC code and you didn't have a service description, you wanted to search just on the dollar amount, you could do that. You wanted to put it in quotation marks. You can also do wildcarding. Let's say you wanted to look for, and there's kind of 2 ways to do that. There's 2 wildcard operators. There's a question mark, which in this example, it's going to look for just 1 character for that particular stem. So it would pull rates, rated, rater. You can also do an asterisk, which will pull any number of characters for that particular stem. So in this example, it would pull rates, rated, rating. It's going to look for any number of characters. I think the trick with searching is you don't necessarily know where the information is because you're doing a search. So if you ever have any questions or you need assistance in using the search feature, please feel free to contact our customer support group at 888-275-2264. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you point out the changes in the search feature and will hopefully help you to use it efficiently. Again, if you have any questions, please contact our support group at 888-275-2264. Have a great day.